Growing up with an interest in livestock and ranching, I spent several years cowboying and went on to earn an advanced degree in animal and range science. For the past 30 years, I have managed large ranches for a private landowner. When the more than 17,000-acre Shamrock Ranch was purchased in 2000, there was a small herd of Tule elk, as well as a cattle operation and small hunting operation. Over the past 16 years, we have continued the cattle operation, added a vineyard, and dedicated much energy to wildlife management, and thus the growth to our hunting operations. Today, the rare Tule elk, found only in California, has a thriving population on the ranch, as do deer, turkey, hogs, and other wildlife. I'm Mike Prescott, and I'm an outfitter.
I'm in Northern California, and I'm heading to the Shamrock Ranch. Mike Prescott is the outfitter, and Frank Sanderson is one of the head guides there. And I'm actually going after a first this week. My first Tule elk with a compound bow. I've also never harvested a branch antlered Tule, so I'm pretty excited to try and take a more mature bull. And because I've hunted the ranch before, me and Frank have gotten to be pretty good buddies, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with him again as well.
Shamrock Ranch LLC is located in Mendocino County, about 5 miles south of the town of Laytonville, about 150 miles north of San Francisco. And the ranch encompasses about 17,052 acres.
I had an opportunity to spend some time with Mike, and he talked to me about all the different things they have going on here at the Shamrock Ranch. They have a cattle operation. They've got a winery. Really neat to learn a little bit about the grapes and the vineyard. They're also hunting. So Mike and the guys that work with him stay pretty busy all year.
Our hunting guide, Frank Sanderson, he's a very humble individual, but extremely knowledgeable when it comes to providing our hunting clients with the best opportunity possible to harvest a nice animal, particularly for archery hunting for Tule elk.
The Tule elk here on this ranch, I'm not sure about the rest of the state, but their safety zone is in the middle of a field. They like to hang out in the sun all day. They don't bed up in the timber. It's totally different hunting the Tule elk than any other of the elks. The Tule elk are a lot smaller, the species, than the Roosevelts of the Rocky Mountains, and they're very sandy to blonde colored. Makes them quite a bit different looking than the other elks. They blend in with this dry grass we have here, you know, about the same color. We walked a ways before we finally spotted a bull, or several bulls.
Man, they're so pale looking, it just cracks me up.
5 that I can see, probably more than that.
Yeah, there was some other bodies to the left that I couldn't make out. How close to these trees? I mean, I remember dropping in the ditch over here too. I think it's better to go all the way around. I'm good with whatever you want to try.
So far, the elk are following the script. They're where Frank thought they were gonna be because he's been scouting before I even got here. Frank's been on this ranch over 25 years. So talk about a confidence builder. He's not only an experienced guide, he's also an experienced hunter himself. Now, when Frank says short walk, that could mean all day.
Wind was terrible, so we had to do a really big circle. It took a while to clear the distance, and I don't know, we probably got 200 yards from them, and I just hung back because I'm twice the noise, twice the wind. Maybe ankle up towards those trees. There's another group of trees right behind it. You can stay behind, and then it's a pretty nice little bench looking right down to where they're at, if they're still there.
Back in the trees. 2 beautiful Tule elk are right on the tree line. Looks like they're ready to jump the fence.
We close the gap as close as we can. The bulls are out in the field feeding. Now I just need them to come my way.
one pushing the other one. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Look at how much darker the one's antlers are than the other. Oh, he backed that one off. What's interesting is the smaller one's in velvet. Come on, guys, work this way.
These bulls have no idea that I'm here. I've got the wind in my favor. I've got a perfect situation. All I need is a shot.
The Outfitters is brought to you by America's best-selling truck for 40 straight years, Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
We have just circled around undetected. We executed a perfect stalk. I've got Tule elk bulls right in front of me. I've got the wind in my favor. I've got shooting holes. All I need now is them to turn and walk my way.
You see that sideways log? That's where they're crossing. You can see it's set up for a fence crossing. The bull on the far right is right on the other side of it. All right, here comes the second bull. He's gonna jump it. He's gonna jump right there, right where his buddy did. Oh, he turned. Can't make up his mind. He's got a full belly from eating all night. Oh, here he goes. Great job, man. We slipped right around. What an awesome morning. I wonder if they'll come back. You think they're gonna come drop off that hill this evening, or?
You know where they're going. They're going down here.
Oh, yeah.
Hit that spring and then they probably will. Probably better not to bump them now. Try to get in front of them.
They're nice and mellow.
Sounds like a pretty good big fight going on over there.
Yeah, it's true.
We mutually decided to back out of there and come back in the evening. We're hoping that the bulls are going to come down the same way they went up.
The Shamrock Ranch is a little over 17,000 acres of rugged California country, but it's beautiful. It's wide open country interspersed with really old oak trees and creek bottoms. And it seems like you're almost always going straight up or straight down. There's a lot of varying terrains though. There's open areas, and that's where we're gonna be looking for these Tule elk. You know, even though elk is my main goal, I also have a pig tag in my pocket.
Is this one of the aluminum Fords, Fred?
Yeah, you know, I actually get asked that all the time, and all the new F-150s are made of a high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy, and I think that's one of the reasons they're so tough, and I can attest to it because I beat this truck up, and it handles it fine.
So Fred and I are in the Ford, just kind of puttering along. Pig trots across the road in front of us, and you know, Fred, being an opportunist that he is, he went after him.
I slip out of the passenger door and start trying to slip up to see if I can get some pig meat. I'm stalking up on this pig, and I can see it, which means it can see me. So I make my movements when it's looking away, and if it's looking toward me, I'm gonna freeze right in my tracks. Well, it's all about opportunity when you're bow hunting, and this pig was another opportunity to get up and try and stalk. This pig's right in front of me, and granted, it's slowly moving away, but I'm starting to close the distance. For a bow hunter, they're stalking and then they're stalking. And I usually stalk without an arrow nocked, one for safety, and two, I don't bother to do it until I start really closing the gap. Now I'm getting excited. I'm getting in that distance where I think it's gonna happen. All I need is a couple more steps and I'm gonna be able to harvest this big pig. Right when I think I'm gonna get this hog, it decides to just start moving into the thicker brush. It's starting to warm up and this pig is ready to head to cover.
That was pretty cool. Back to elk.
Worth a shot, that was fun. It's a pretty good pig. I was totally surprised when I looked up and I see antlers heading down into the field early.
This is King Ranch. 825,000 acres of tough, hot Texas terrain, and the perfect proving ground for the all-new 2017 Ford Super Duty. To work a ranch this big takes a really tough, strong, capable truck. That's where the all-new 2017 Ford Super Duty comes in. The 6.7-liter Power-Stroke V8 turbo diesel delivers the kind of torque you need to get big jobs done. And there are a lot of big jobs around here. In addition to handling thousands of head of cattle, King Ranch also breeds some of the best quarter horses in the world and has an extensive farming operation. King Ranch has also set aside tens of thousands of acres for wild game and offers guiding hunting opportunities. So a truck that can tow and haul over 20 tons isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. If the all-new 2017 Super Duty can handle King Ranch, you can bet it'll handle whatever you throw at it. This is the next level. And this is why Ford says, we own work.
Shamrock Ranch Outfitters is somewhat unique outfitting business in that we only have one client or one group of clients on the ranch at any given time. And we have 3 enterprises that we operate on the ranch. The first is a commercial cow-calf operation where we run between 200 and 300 head of Angus and Hereford Cross Angus cows. We also have a vineyard, 25 acres of Pinot Noir, Zinfandel, and Syrah grapes. And then Shamrock Ranch Outfitters, we hunt Tule elk and black-tailed deer, and also wild boar and wild turkey. Our management objectives for the ranch are to sustain a synergistic management of the resources so that each enterprise dovetails into the other. With our hunting operation, we have the ranch enrolled in the Private Lands Management and Habitat Improvement Program in cooperation with the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. And we do a certain number of habitat improvement projects each year to benefit the wildlife in exchange for our improvements and management for a very healthy and diverse wildlife population. Then we are able to be involved in the hunting program. We started out with an authorized harvest of 3 bulls when we started Shamrock Ranch Outfitters. And due to the success of our habitat improvements and the increase in the population, our authorized harvest is now 8 bulls.
Well, it seemed like the best time to hunt was early morning and late evening, so in the middle of the day, me and Frank decided to go out to a local lake and have some fun.
The lake you drove by on the way in there on Highway 20, it's really good bass fishing and a lot of big fish in that lake too. Largemouth bass, crappie.
Well, I'm definitely a lot better at bow fishing than I am at actually fishing, but I'll give it a whirl. Oh man, this is gorgeous out here. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not much of a fisherman. Why did that happen?
Your line's twisted.
Frank is. He's even competed in bass tournaments and all kinds of stuff, and I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna pick up some tips. Yes! Nice job. Oh. Fishing in California. That is awesome.
I think the second cast,
Got him.
Fred nails a bass.
Got him.
It was all downhill for me from there.
Bass number 2. I'm telling you, I'm on fire. See you, buddy. Got another one. Man, they are so beautiful.
It got worse and worse the more fish he caught.
3-0. I have been known to get a little excited. Got him. Got him. No lie, Frank. Ooh, it's a good one. It's in the weeds. It's in the weeds. Oh, he's out. He's out. Oh, he felt like he was a lot bigger than that. Number 4. Thanks, Frank. Got him. Oh, I lost it.
That's too bad.
Oh, nice job. Really glad he caught one.
It'd been a long drive back to the ranch.
Damn right it would have been. One more cast and we got to get back to what you came here for. Go try to kill an elk.
I don't know, I may switch it up. I may just...
You might be a little better at fishing, actually.
Go see if we can find a Tule elk. And these are all Tules, right?
Yeah.
This stuff we're fishing these bass in, those are Tule reeds, and that's how they got their name, right?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Me and Frank have switched focus. Now it's all 100% about the elk. Frank, I think, makes a great call, and I really appreciated him doing it.
I think I'll take you out over here and dump you next to this creek bed where we seen the elk go through the fence this morning and up the hill.
Yep. Yeah, it's still middle of the day, so I've got plenty of time. I think that'll be good. I'd rather be there early than late.
I think you're going to be sitting a while.
Yeah, as hot as it is, probably last light.
I'm not going to go with Fred. There's really no reason to. He knows exactly where the elk went up, and I think I'll just take him down and drop him off and let him walk up that ditch and get set up there for the evening.
Thank you, sir.
Shoot straight, man.
Well, I couldn't have been happier. One, I really enjoy hunting with Frank, but two, I think we both realized the best odds of me getting in bow range was going to be going by myself. I've got to move as fast as I can, but super quiet to try and cut these elk off before they get too far in the field and my opportunity's gone. Ford F-Series has been America's go-to truck for 40 years. Now's your chance to join one of the great hunting or fishing outfitters you see here and win a new F-Series truck. Just visit thefordoutfitters.com and enter the Ford Go-To Sweepstakes. Well, Frank drops me out along the edge of the creek bed, and that's what I'm using to take advantage of the cover to slip up a little closer to where I feel these elk are bedded.
This is about 75 yards or so where we saw the elk this morning. They came out of this field, and my hope and Frank's hope is that they come back into this field to feed on this good grass tonight.
I'm taking my time going through the creek bed. I'm grabbing a couple blackberries here and there, and I'm peeking up once in a while just to confirm that they're not moving yet. Well, generally in the mountains, the currents go up in the day, in the hottest part of the day, and they're going down in the mornings and evenings. Well, because it was still really hot, the air currents were going up. So I got as close as I dared to where I had seen the elk disappear, and I thought I would hang out there in the shade and then move a little closer when the wind currents started coming down the mountain. I'm stretched out. I just drank a Gatorade. I just watched a turkey chase some grasshoppers through the field, but it's still hot. It's kind of early in the afternoon, way before I think these elk are gonna move. That's why I was totally surprised when I looked up and I see antlers heading down into the field early. That's the cool thing to me about Tule elk. I'll never understand them. I'm watching these elk come down to the field, and now I'm freaking out a little bit because I'm not where I want to be. I'm not in position. Now I've got to move as fast as I can, but super quiet to try and cut these elk off before they get too far in the field and my opportunity's gone. I just had a perfect stalk. I'm in bow range of these elk, but I don't have a shot yet. One, I'm worried about the fence in front of me. Two, there's a little bush that I need to go a few more steps, and then I'm gonna feel confident in my shot. Now, a compound bow is a pretty precision instrument, and to shoot it accurately, I need to know the exact yardage because I want to make an exact shot. So I'm constantly ranging with my rangefinder. And I'm watching to see what angle this Tule bull is turned at. Is it the biggest bull on the ranch that I'm looking at? Not even close. Is it a branch antler, beautiful 5x5 that I'll be tickled with if I can get a shot opportunity? You betcha. The bull's feeding and turning and feeding and turning. He's got his leg back, and I'm just waiting for a good shot opportunity. The bull goes broadside, and I've got exactly what I need.
Got him. Got him. I got him good. Come on, buddy. That's going down. Come on. Oh, he just went down.
So I was sitting up on the hill glassing. Fred calls and says, hey man, I just shot one and it's down. And it was a lot earlier in the afternoon than what I expected. I was surprised.
You know, it's really cool to share a hunt like that with not only Frank because he's a buddy, but also a hunting guide that I have a lot of respect for, that is as passionate about bow hunting as I am.
Pretty nice bull. It went down pretty much like we planned, which doesn't happen all that often, but that was pretty cool. Load this sucker up.
I was pretty excited. It was the largest Tule bull I'd ever harvested. Got some help.
Got some help.
See, bud. You know, I had a great hunt in California. Every time me and my family sit down for some elk meat, I'm gonna think about the hunt. And every time I look at that elk rack, I'll think of my buddy Frank and how he helped me get my biggest Tule bull. It was really neat learning a lot about the Shamrock Ranch, getting to walk around with Mike and learn a little bit about the vineyard and about all the things they do here.